Solve for x in the equation 8 raised to power x raised to power 8 minus 121 equal to 0. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In this video, we are going to solve for x in this exponential equation. But before we start, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel for regular update of our daily video. Thank you. Now, to solve this question, all we need to do is to simplify this value. So we are going to simplify our value x raised to power 8 will give us this value x raised to power 4 square, and then our 121 is a perfect square, will give us 11 what 11 square. If we apply that, we are going to have our x raised to power 4 square minus 11 square. That will be equal to 0. So with this expression now, we now have a difference of 2 square. Now remember the algebraic formula that if a square minus b square exists, then it will be equal to a plus b multiplied by a minus b. Always have this equation at the back of your mind. Now if we apply that here, we're going to have our a to be equal to x raised to power 4 and our b to be equal to 11. So we'll apply that here. If we apply that here, we'll have uh, x raised to power 4 plus 11, right? Then multiply by x raised to power 4 minus 11. So having gotten that, we have gotten two equations and this will be equal to 0. We've gotten two equations. One is positive and the other one is negative. So the positive equation will be left for now because we are going to pick up this equation and then work on it. We have x raised to power 4 minus 11. That's what this gives us, equal to 0. Now to solve this, we should note something, that if you want to have 11 raised to power square root of 11 raised to power 2 is still equal to 11. Why? Because square can always cut square and we'll get 11 as our result. So we are going to apply them in this equation. And remember, x raised to power 4 can also give us x square all squared. So if we apply that here, we're going to have x square all square minus square root of 11 all square equal to 0. Remember that algebraic function, we're going to apply them here in such a way that our a now will be equal to x square and our b will be equal to square root of what 11. If we apply that here, we're going to have x square all square minus square root of 11 all square to be equal to x square plus square root of 11, right, multiplied by x square minus square root of what 11. Remember, we extracted this from this equation, so we still have x raised to power 4 plus 1. So we'll bring that up. If we bring that up, we're going to have the general equation to now be x raised to power 4 plus 11, right? We'll also have x square plus square root of 11. We'll also have x square minus square root of what 11. What we did is just to simply isolate this and then simplify it. So we'll go back to that we'll go back to that equation where we have this. So having isolated that, all you need to do now is to look at the equations and then simplify. Let's look at the equation and then we will now simplify. Now we have three solutions to this equation. We have this, we have this, we will now have this. Now we'll now analyze this solution so that we'll find real value, real solution for x for that equation. We'll have our x raised to power 4 plus 11 equal to 0. We'll have our x squared plus square root of 11 equal to 0. And we'll have our x squared minus square root of 11 to be equal to 0. Now, if you simplify this, we'll have our x raised to power 4 to be equal to minus 1. So that means this value will give us an imaginary result, which is a non-real value. So we'll leave this. If we analyze this, we are going to have x squared to be equal to minus square root of what? 11. This will also give us an imaginary result. Then we'll leave this. If we analyze this, we are going to have x squared to be equal to square root of what? 11. This will give us a real value. So we're going to pick it up and then finish up with it. So we are going to analyze this to give us the final value of our this equation to give us the final value of our x. If we simplify that equation, that will give us our x squared to be equal to 11 square root of what? 11. And remember, square root of 11 is equal to 11 raised to power 1 over 2, right? So if we have 11 raised to power 1 over 2, all we need to do is to bring that here. We'll have as our x squared to be equal to 11 raised to power 1 over 2. So to clear the square root, to clear the square, we need to square root both sides. So if we square root both sides, this will give us square equal to square root of 11 raised to power 1 over 2. This will cut this, so our x will be equal to 11 square root of what? 11 raised to power 1 over 2. And remember, this square root is also raised to power 1 over 2. So our x here will be equal to 11 raised to power 1 over 2 multiplied by 1 over 2. Our x will be equal to 11 raised to power 1 over 4. That is the real solution, or it can also be equal to the fourth root of what? Of 11, which is what? A real root. So the solution to this quadratic equation that is given to us in the question is equal to the solution to the quadratic equation x raised to power 8 minus 1 minus 2, 1, 2, 1 equal to 0 is what? Fourth root of 11, or x raised to power 1 over 4. I know you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to this channel for more simplified mathematics video, and don't forget to share this video with your friends